Hello to everyone. I'm Andrea Menghini from GeoMax Support and Training Team, and I want to say thank you to have joined this webinar and welcome to the Data Integration Bootcamp. Today we will start a series of webinars dedicated to Data Integration Bootcamp. So you will go from the beginner to an advanced user of the X-TOPO Office Fusion software. In this webinar, we will see together a presentation of the Data Integration Bootcamp project, an introduction to X-TOPO Office Fusion, so our Office software, an X-TOPO Suite overview, so from field to office, so how we collect the data in field and then export it directly to the Office software. And then we will go directly to the X-TOPO Bootcamp. So in that case, this webinar will be dedicated to the X-TOPO module of the X-TOPO Office Fusion software. Then at the end, you will see also a small overview about the X-TOPO strengths. So first of all, I want to introduce to this webinar. So just before this pandemic period, we collect with the GeoMax support team, so Ines Jacobi, Francesco Zuccari, me, and Alberto Caligaris, we performed a project at the Sheraton Hotel in Roma. So we start to measure, to collect the point using the TPS, so in that case, the Zoom 90. We used also the GeoMax receiver, so the Zenith 40 and the Zenith 35 Pro tag. So, and laser scanning data using the BLK 360, plus also we used the DJI drone to measure and collect data for aerial photogrammetry and a reflex camera for the terrestrial photogrammetry. Then we collect all this information together and we shared, we imported in the same platform, so X-TOPO Office Fusion, just to cover, to create a big data set that of course is also available on our website, so X-TOPO 365 platform. And then we use all this data in the same software, so X-TOPO Fusion. From this data, you of course will be able to measure, you will be able to check the data, you will be able to process all the data set and visualize, overlap the data and create a different output. We will see all this data and we'll see all these application during these 4 webinars. So just to introduce to you, this is a short review about the instruments that we used. So Zenith 35 Pro tag, Zenith 40, Zoom 90 with a Bluetooth, long-range Bluetooth handle, Leica BLK 360, DJI drone, and a reflex camera. Of course, for this data, we'll also give you some more information during the future webinars. So what is the goal of this project? The goal is to create some outputs that the user can directly export from Fusion. So to perform to use all the different applications, to perform all the necessary tools that the user needs to create some export. So to process data and also to create some export. We will create different outputs for each webinars, and at the end, in the last webinar, we will collect all the information together, and we will see also some direct result of the information that we can export from the software. So all this information will be available at the end of each webinar on our X-TOPO 365 platform. This platform, you will be able to export, to be able to use the guided created for each webinar. So step by step, we will create the topo, the scan, and the X-photo guide. Plus, at the end, the last webinar will be a result of all this transformation, plus also of course, collecting all the data to create also some differences, so to create also some output and to check also the difference between each project. Of course, you will be able to use the data, the same data that we use during the webinar, and also you will find also the export and the report, all the data set that we will create. So just to give you some more information, guide, data, and export all this data available on the XPAT 365 platform. Where we can find this platform, so the XPAT 365 platform, directly on our website. I will show you in real time. So this is our GeoMax website, geomax-positioning.com, and here in the main interface we have XPAT 365 one platform endless service. Okay, it's already opened in the second page. From this page, you can directly use the functionality at the end of the page. So try XPAT 365, find out more. And here, of course, we have different subscription, plus also a free available version of this tool. So the basic that you can register for free. You can receive some notification from GeoMax, also from our partner. Plus, also you can use some free data and guide directly on field. Plus, also directly on our software, so on our XPAT Office Fusion software. Here we will find also this data set that you can use during the webinar, after the webinar, or also to check your data. So I will directly move to the XPAT 365 dashboard. So this is my main screen of the XPAT 365 dashboard. So welcome, Andrea. And here in the main page, you will find your resources, Virtual Training Academy. So now the platform is loading all the different information. And here you can filter also the information that you want to visualize. Field software, office software in that case. Subtopic is XPAT Fusion. Subtopic, data integration bootcamp. Search. And now, of course, is available only the X-TOPO dataset. If I click there, the software will show me what is included in this dataset. So zip folder on which we'll find all the data that we'll use during this webinar. Guide, step-by-step guide to introduce you from the beginning, so from the import of the data up to all the functionality that we will see in this webinar, and also a small presentation, so the presentation of this webinar. Let's continue with the presentation. So here, just to review everything, you will also find how you can find this project. So I will find this dataset. And now that I just want to talk to you about the solution. So XPAT Office Fusion. XPAT Office Fusion is a one software platform to manage all the geospatial data from multiple sensors. It's a 3D CAD based, and from this software we can edit, we can modify the data, we can check, we can create report. So we can create that different output. Of course, we can say that it's designed for surveyors and professional construction. Is also intuitive and user-guided interface. So if you move with the mouse cursor close to each tool, you will find also a small description about the tools that we will use. We will see everything later, everything then during the presentation. It's also customized to local needs. Just imagine that all the different application that we will include, the future application that we will include, all the different functionality used to develop the software are based from the user needs. And of course, it's part of XPAT ecosystem. What does it mean that is part of the XPAT ecosystem? It means that we, from the same ecosystem, so from the same software suite, we can offer different solutions. We can, of course, use the the field softwares, so XPAD Build, XPAD Survey, Ultimate Survey, and Survey Go, to collect and measure all the data, stake out, check the data directly from field. We can, of course, integrate this data with the Office software. Plus, also we are of course able to manage the third-party software and third-party data set. And using this ecosystem, we can connect, we can check, we can share all the information in the same system, and of course we will not lose any data. All this suite is user-friendly, with a modern interface, and also adapt to different markets. It's also intuitive to use. So what we will see during this data integration project, we will import in XPAD Fusion data from XPAD Ultimate, data from the scanner, data from TPS, and data from GNSS receiver. Of course, from Fusion into Fusion, we can also import data from Level and data from the Zoom 3D. Not only from the GeoMax basket, but on Fusion we can import also drawing format, field formats from different brands, laser scanning data from different brands, topographic data format, BM file, point cloud, but also 3D formats. So it's a really unique solution to manage all the data in the same interface, in the same graphic area. I just want to talk a bit about the different models that we have on Fusion. From Fusion, we can use the Pro version. So if you register on our website to test the software, to use the trial version of the software, you will receive a 30 days evaluation license, from which you will be able to use all the functionality of the software. So it's free and open to use. After the 30 days, you will continue to use the basic functionality of the software using the XPAD Pro module, so the basic module, the free of charge basic module. Then another model is the X-TOPO, from which you will be able to manage the topographic data with also advanced calculation for the topographic data, drawing and editing functionality, design 3D functionality dedicated to the surfaces, but also we will see also the section, the surface creation, so different functionality directly for the topographic use. BM Connect, so an integration of the X-TOPO is the BM Connect, from which we are able to import the EFC file directly to the same platform, so to the XPAD Office Fusion. X-Scan module to register, to manage the scanner data, to point clouds data, not only the scanner data, and to create also some output from the scanner data. Then automatic alignment dedicated to the scanner data, and at the end, X-TOPO ground and aerial. So two different modules dedicated also to the photogrammetry. During this presentation, we will see the functionality dedicated to X-TOPO, so advanced feature for the TPS and GNSS data, advanced calculation for the topographic data, also the traverse calculation is everything included in X-TOPO, drawing from CAD and editing from CAD, surface and volume calculation, cross-section, and much more functionalities. So in this dataset, you will find two different XPAD Ultimate project, so GFD4 file, on which we will find the first file. In the first file is included a Zenith 40 GNSS receiver project, and also a Zoom 90 TPS project. In this project, we used the X-Pose solution. So you will find there the 360-degree prism on which is mounted the GNSS receiver. So the TPS is orientated using the free station, measuring the points at the same point with the GNSS and TPS total station. And then, of course, in the same project, we can collect data from GNSS and TPS. So we can directly switch from GNSS measurement to TPS measurement. Then in the second project is included the Zenith 35 Pro tag GNSS project. So only point measured with the GNSS receiver. In the first project, we measured with the GNSS some part of the architectural garden elements, the field, golf field court from the main elements, also the using the automatic point measurement. I will directly show you also in real time from the XPAD Ultimate. So how we can use this measurement. Included in the first survey, we use also the TPS with a 4 TPS station, of course orientated with a free station using the XPOL solution, and from the TPS we measured some architectural building elements, target from the drone photogrammetry project, and also target from the point cloud alignment. In the next webinar we will see how to import and manage the point cloud data. So is a continuous of the first part of this webinar, on which we will use also this target point to register the point clouds to create some other output. The second surveyor measured some other elements of the golf field court, for example the bunkers perimeter, but also some other element with the bunkers using the automatic point measurement. Everything was collected inside XPAD Ultimate using the XPAD 365 collaborative survey. What does it mean? It means that the two surveyors that was measured the same field court used the collaborative survey. So a collaborative survey is a survey on XPAD Ultimate on which two different surveyors, of course also more surveyors in field, can share the same survey and measure of course different points in the same survey area, collecting all this information in the same software. So also the point measured from the second surveyor will be stored in the same project of the first surveyor. We will see directly a small example here after this small introduction to the XPAD 365. XPAD 365 is a solution that we introduced since last year to complete our data set, our XPAD suite. From XPAD 365, we can, of course, create and track all the different data set register on XPAD Ultimate. So it means that we can use the storage area in XPAD 365 also to create a backup of the file stored in XPAD Ultimate. So our field software, we can of course use the collaborative survey. So for the co-workers in field, of course we can integrate all the data. So it means that we can register the Ultimate license, the XPAD Fusion license, also the receiver that we are using, the TPS that we are using, or the instruments that we are using, also to check the latest firmware. We can receive notification from Ultimate. We can receive the notification from GeoMax for new product, for a new release, for new webinars, but also directly communication when a new firmware will be available. So here we will see also, you can see also a small description of all the different features. Of course, on our website, you will see and get more information about it. And don't miss the opportunity also to download this data and this presentation from the XPAD 365 platform. Last but not least, Virtual Training Academy support documentation. We already seen together that the Virtual Academy training data are available from XPAD 365 platform, but we have the same opportunity also from field. It means that from XPAD Ultimate, we can directly connect and visualize video and PDF created directly from Ultimates. So if you are in field and you miss some information, or you don't remember some information of the software, or you want to know more about an information, you can directly tap on one of the PDF or one of the video, directly open it and see maybe some information about something that you want to measure, you want to use some application that you want to use directly on field, so in real time. XPAD 365, so this is a screenshot from the XPAD Ultimate software. Once you register on the 365 and you access on the 365 on the on the ultimate software, I will show you directly here in real time. So this is my project. I just want to use a new ultimate job to show you how you can get this information. On top right side of the XPath software, we have the XPath 365 icon. You can directly click on it. Here is my 365 account with the user ID and password. And if you click here on tools, you can access to different sources. You can directly open the online XPath 365 platform. You can start a collaborative survey. You can check the offset, so all the software and all the devices registered in the 365. It means that if you want to know more about your software or your instruments, you can directly register this software or these instruments directly to the XPath 365 platform. So for example, here's my device with a serial number. If I don't want to lose my license, or if I want to always remember about the information about my instrument and software, I can directly register device or software in my 365 account. So for example, my ultimate license was already registered. Technical sources, so directly from field, I can have the access to the software, field software, XPath Ultimate sources. So PDF, video, so everything that maybe we'll need during a survey. Backup and restore, so directly here we can create our device, we can enter our device name and create our web backup, also the automatic backup. So for example, at the end of the day, we can start the automatic backup and directly save all the data measured during the day directly to the XPath 365 platform. And here we can, of course, have the result of the user space and the free space. It's not only a, let me say, a cloud storage solution, but also we can directly connect to the XPath 365 platform and maybe download the data that we need directly on field at that time, or we want to export, for example, to use in the office. So we can directly connect multiple users in field, but also in office, sharing the data directly to this cloud platform. Here we have also the notification, the alert, and also the chat. So it means that multiple users, XPath 365 user can chat together at the same time, so like the WhatsApp chat, but also share data directly on field and from field to office. I will show you directly a quickly example of the collaborative survey then. So this is just to review all the collaborative survey functionality. I will directly move to a video that I prepared for this bootcamp. So two different surveyor in field. One of the surveyor already measured some points, so the one of the left. After shared the same collaborative survey, also the second surveyor can still measure this project at the same time, the same project at the same time, but the points collected from the second measure will appear in the first to the first surveyor with a different icon, but also with a different description. So, but at the same time, we can register two different points from the same surveying area, of course, increasing the efficiency directly in field, but also reducing the time in field, but also reducing also, let me say, also the money, because we will spend less time directly in field. So I just want to show you how we can start the collaborative survey. Okay. So now I'm connecting with the two different jobs. So let me create a new job. Okay, it's wrong. Okay, new job. I can also no points. I can also enter a cartographic system. Using also the geoid. Okay. Then I can start the collaborative survey. First of all, I need to create the group chat. Okay, the second user will receive also an advice. Sorry, it was not online. Okay. Hello. It's not so nice to chat with yourself, but it was just to show you how we can, of course, chat together. And for example, share file. I can share in real time a file that I already measure and register, or I can connect to the cloud to share different file. In that case, I just want to create a new collaborative survey. So collaborative, new session. Here I need to enter the name of the collaborative survey session and select the group chat. The alias is important because from the alias you can directly check which points are measured by the first surveyor, which points are measured by a different surveyor. Okay, starting the collaborative survey session. Okay, and there I started a collaborative survey session and want to invite you. Yes. Here, the information, you can see the information that we can share in real time. Share point, receive point, and receive user position in real time. Join session. Yes, I want to join it and download the same job. So it means that also the cartographic system is already registered. What I need to do is only to move back and open the same project. Then, in that case, I will use the simulator. Okay. So, for example, I set the simulator in the same survey area of the collaborative survey that you already seen. And I can start to measure some points. Okay, oh, this simulator is in the wrong position. I need to modify it, but I can quickly do it. Accept. Then back to the collaborative survey session. Here we are. You can see that one point is already measured by the first surveyor with a specific code. So it means that if now I will move the simulator in a second position and store one point, also the first surveyor can see the point measured by the other surveyor field. So you will receive an immediate pop-up when new points are measured by a different surveyor. Also here, this is my alias, so Mea plus the point name. And if I move to the job measurement points, measurement and codes page, you will see here that this is the point measured with the collaborative survey, and this is the alias of the surveyor. Okay, let's move forward with the presentation. This is only a small description about the project. We will see how to manage the survey data, how to visualize the data, and also how to get info object info, and reports. Okay. Now I will move directly to XPath Office Fusion and create an empty project. So let me remove myself from the presentation. Okay, here we are. So now the software is starting the empty project. Okay. How we can import the data to the XPath Office Fusion project? We have the possibility to import a different type of data directly from the home menu. So using the transfer to directly transfer data from the laser scanner. So BLK 360 or GeoMax Zoom 300, different transferred from the TPS. So here we need only to customize and create a different profile based on a different CleanPN's brand and model to directly connect and transfer the data in real time from the TPS. We can connect and transfer the data from the digital level, from Leica or GeoMax digital level. We need only to select brands and model. And of course, we can directly import data format that we already stored in our PC. Instead, if we click on File, we have the possibility also to import directly the data from the import menu. So field formats, directly XPath file from the Exchange file. So this is a new file format that we introduced since the last service pack. So using the Exchange file, we can directly share the data from Fusion, from Ultimate, and also from XPath 3 Windows version or Android version. So it means that, for example, connecting the Zoom 95 or 75 online, we can directly share this file in real time to the XPath 365 platform, also from the TPS. So we can share the data and connect the TPS to internet and share the data in real time, or also from the other Windows mobile or Windows instruments that we have in our basket. Instead, clicking on selecting the drawing format, we can import the DWG and XF file, S3 shape format, Google Earth, topographic data, customizing also the different import from the ASCII file, then the XML, other formats, plus also point clouds data and 3D formats. So in that case, we will import directly a XPath survey project. We need only to search it from the folder. So in that case, you can use the same file that that you can directly found on a 365 platform. So in that case, I split the project, so the project that you already seen, in two different projects, just to show you all the main functionality and the different functionality that we have also in Fusion to connect different survey, sub-survey, but also to create some other output. So we will import one by one the two projects, and here we can also select the different entities that we want to import. So in that case, I just want to import all the different entities collected in field. Okay, import data. So this is a big measurement that we had. I can directly move to edit, delete. That's funny. Zoom all to visualize it. Then again, home, XPath survey, import, and we will import also the second project. So just to show you here, you will find also at the end the stamps, but from the guide that we already imported on the 360 file, you will find the step-by-step guide. So from the import to the data visualization, everything is already included in the guide. So depends on your needs and also your level. You can directly move and check the different data directly here. Okay. This is just a preview how you can find the data set. So import, data management, filters. So everything is included here in the step-by-step guide. So in that case, okay, let's move back to Fusion. We can directly, for example, switch off one of the two sub-survey, use the zoom all, plus also we have a different possibility to change the observation mode. So from top icon, we have the observation mode. Sorry, need to double click on the current project to change the data visualization. Also from survey, here we have working mode from which we can select what filters we want to use, point name, elevation name. Now I can zoom in inside the area. Here are my TPS point. I just want to rotate to in 3D. GNSS point. The blue one are the TPS point, plus also some survey drawing that I have here. If I open the second project, switching off the first one, you will see that here we measured only GNSS point. Then, usually when you import data also using GNSS receiver, you don't want to visualize the base because it's far away from the survey project, but also the GNSS measurement. How we can filter the information from the data that we already imported or created in the software. From the project manager, of course, all the data imported are registered here, but also all the data set created. And at the end of project manager, you will have filters option. Here you can select from different entities: survey, surfaces, drawing, section, and flight photo session. From survey, you can switch off base and GNSS measurement. So now if we click on zoom extension, you will see only the points, only the entities are really active on the filters. And it is the same also for the second project. Okay, so now we are really seeing how to import the data set using different application. But if you use the collaborative survey in field, you can import a single project. Since I split the project and I want to show you how to merge this project, we have another possibility directly from XTOPO Fusion. Here from the project manager, we have several options that we can use. For example, name subproject, duplicate subproject, delete, import subproject, import entities. This is a very nice functionality, just because, for example, I want to import the subsurvey 2 into the subsurvey 1, including all the entities from the project. I can select to import the entities from this current project, from this XTOPO Office Fusion current project, or I can also import the entities from another Fusion project. So in that case, we already imported the second project here, so I can select from current project. Okay, select the source subproject. Sheraton Goldfield Survey 2, destination subproject. In that case, I need to select Sheraton Goldfield Survey 1 to import what? Topography point, reference point, measurement, traverse, parcel, drawing. So everything that we already measured in field. Next. Completed. So if I now switch off my Goldfield Survey 2 project, I can see that no point are missing here. Of course, you can also select the observation mode to change the observation here. Honestly, I prefer this observation mode because I can easily check which point are measured from the TPS, which point are measured from a GNSS receiver. But we have also other tools dedicated to data check and visualization. For example, if I click here on the I selected with a double click the sub project number 1 from the survey. I can visualize the dataset, for example, the project survey settings using the survey icon. And here I can check, first of all, survey properties, so field survey number 1, display filters. So here are stored the filters from which we can visualize the entities here. So for example, if you want to include also the label of the code, the label of the description of the point in the graphic view, you can directly select this option. Symbol and labels already used in this project. We will see also in a few minutes how we can import the survey code. Coordinate system. So in that case, we already imported the cartographic system from field. So TM33 plus also the geoid. If the geoid is missing in the project, we can directly open the geoid folder and import the, for example, Italy 2008 geoid. Instead, if the geoid is not in the geoid folder, we can quickly import it. File, option, and here we have the localization. So it means that we are able to download the different localization packages, which included also the geoids, and automatically then we will find the geoid in the geoid folder. Okay, so then we already seen how to change, how to also to check the properties of the project. Now I just want to show you the topographic point table. The topographic point table is a table from which we can analyze, we can easily check the point's name, the code, and the coordinates. We can also modify this point one by one with a double click on the selected cell. We can visualize the points. So for example, GNSS base, limb, symbol, and labels, but also photos messages. So in that case, we can store a photos close to the point directly in field, or we can load a photos from Expert Fusion and connect to the different point. For example, for the reference point, we can import different images to recognize also the points from field or for office. Instead, if you want to customize the topographic point table, we can click with a right click on the mouse on one of the cells. We can select customize columns and drag the information that we want to visualize. Okay, so now we can see also the latitude, the longitude, and the height about the point measured. The different icon referring to the GNSS point. You can also select by type. Okay, TPS point measured with prism, and also station. If you want to easily visualize a point in the graphic view, you can also select one of the filters here. For example, checkpoints. Here's the point 100. If I want to visualize in the graphic view, I can first zoom in, second select locate point. So now the point will be centered in the visualization. So best will be also to check it like this. In 2D will be also easy to recognize. So I just move the visualization in 2D and click again on locate point. And again, if you want to skip to a different point, just select it from the table. So let's remove the searching point. So the points table is also useful to create a small report. What we can include in the report is everything that we can visualize here in the topography points table. So just select row by row or the entire table from here, from this cell, right click on one of the selected cell and export. export PDF, export XLS, export CSV. For example, export PDF. Okay, let's before save this project, just to allow the software to create its folder. Okay, in the download is okay too. Top table. So now the software is saving. Also, my PDF viewer is opening. Yes, is opening the points table. Sorry, is in the second view. With the information that we can, the same information that we can visualize here from the points table. Not only the topographic point, but we have the same option also from the measurement points table. Again, from survey, measurements, and here we have, first of all, the field book of the point of the operation done in field. If you click on the project here, of course, you can check date and time, description about the instrument used in field, for example, GeoMax GNSS Zenit 40 receiver with a serial number. Also type of connection, for example, TPS Zoom 7090, and connection to the course local network. And here all the field book also with a note used directly during the measurement. Instead, if you click on GNSS or directly on the base, if you have one base, or if you have more than one base, you can also check from the different base. Here you can check the different GNSS measurement. Again, using the gray cell with a double click, you can open a different visualization. So the edit measurement GNSS. Base information, point information, also the quality of the point measured directly on field with the number of satellites, the opt values, and also the quality. Also, if you use the tilt, will be registered here. Photos and messages, in case you register as photos and messages from field, or in case you want to import or load, of course, the photos directly from Fusion. Not only for the GNSS, but also for the TPS. So if you click on TPS, you will see all the TPS measurement. Instead, clicking station by station, you will be able to visualize only the information about the current station. Just imagine, for example, if you use a wrong pole height and field, usually what you have to do, you have to recalculate the survey, you have to modify it manually, also the height. Here we have the different option also to recalculate the pole height. For example, point by point, from 3 different points or for all the points together. Right click on one of the selected cell, edit cell, and here we can replace, for example, the current height. Okay, let me apply, and automatically the software will apply this height to all the point measured, GNSS point measured with this pole. And of course, you will receive a pop-up message here on the project manager close to the current project, sub-project, that will, you can directly visualize here. So you need to recalculate the survey because you changed the pole height. Let's move back to the correct pole height. Now the software is calculating again the information. Okay. Again, another option that we have here is, for example, to colorize the TPS point using different colors referring to each station. For example, from TPS, here we have the information colored by station. So each station will have a different colors. And also here will be easy to recognize the point measured from each stations. Instead, if you want to use a different colorization based on the codes, you can select the filters here. It's only a this visualization is only limited to this part of the project, so only to the measurement table. And then I would just want to show you also how we can modify the information here. For example, TS01, I just want to say that the software that this is a scanner target. So just modified the, like this, we can easily modify also the survey codes. But how we can manage the real survey codes? So how we can import or we can create the survey code? From the project manager, we have the possibility also to manage the layer with a classical layers managing similar to the classical AutoCAD or CAD software layers managing, but also with the same color palette. So the entire color palette. Instead, survey codes we can open directly here at different, so no codes are available here, but I can directly open the survey codes table. This is the default from X-TOPO Ultimate in English and Italian. Let me delete this survey. So for the current project, no codes are available. In the data folder, you will find also the X-TOPO code library. So we can directly import the code library like this, using the XML file that you will find in the data folder. Plus, also we can create a new code. For example, scanner SC point clouds target. Using also, for example, different color. Use for surface, I can directly say no. Okay. Then I can transfer all this information directly to the current project. So I can close the survey code. Yes, I just want to update my library. Here we need to modify from target to SC. Plus also I can modify other targets by selecting the code cells together. Can also filters and use okay, edit cell, replace with scanner, and automatically I will get the code plus also the description that I entered before in the code. Okay, so we already seen how to visualize this data, how to also to modify a little bit the project. From the survey, we have also some other tools to create and to create different measurement, to create, calculate also the survey, or to create a report. For example, if you want to create a report for a calculation survey, of course, you need to calculate before the survey. Let me select the survey number 2. I can calculate the survey using the GNSS measurement, using TPS measurement, using point measured by offset, remote points, or transform to reference point. And at the end, of course, you will see here the result with information about the system, plus also we can save the calculation. If you want to review the report, just select here, report, calculated volume, calculated survey. And I can also select report, survey calculation, and here I can open the report manager. From the report manager, I can easily visualize also the calculation done. So subproject 2, subbenim subproject 2, the parameters for the transformation, plus also the final result. We can also customize the report. If you want to create your own report, you can click on new, select new report. Okay, and now the software will open your customized report. So of course, this is only a preview. Okay. So here we have the tools to create, to modify the standard information, but also to change the field list. For example, just select the information here. Sorry, it's still okay. Now it's correct. Okay, information, data, everything you want to visualize, you can create, you can import here, for example, the headers of the company, the headers of the project, or change the information that you want to visualize and create your own reports. Okay, not only for the salary calculation, but just imagine that I want to import the headers of a company, the headers of the project. So from home project, I can easily enter the headers of the company and the headers of the project. Just to give you an example, company headers, I will find my company headers on my project. Okay, company headers. Of course, it's GeoMax Academy. You can, of course, copy and paste or load directly from here. XPath Ultimate, sorry, XPath Fusion. Okay. So what does it mean? What are we doing right now? We are directly we are importing the company headers and the project headers. And now, if we want to use these headers in the future reports of this project, I can automatically use it. For example, now I can move to File, Reports, and here I can select the different reports for the surface, for the volume, surface, and X-TOPO. Easily, topographic point, I can select a sub-project and preview. Here you will find some default topographic point report, and of course you can create your own report by customizing from the report manager, create a new one, then customize. In that case, I will use the point x, y, and z plus also the latitude, longitude, and height coordinates. And you can see that automatically the software will show me company headers and project headers. I can store the report. You want to open the report? No. Close. Back. Now you can find the report in the report project folder. I can directly double click to open it, or I can easily select open file path to open the folder, or with a right click on the mouse, I can select open file path. And this is the easiest way to visualize the report. Okay, now just want to, I was concentrated, I didn't see the time, so we can move forward with the presentation. With a view, from the view functionality, from the view panel, you can of course change the different visualization also using the second viewport. So a second different visualization screen that we can that can be directly independent from the first one. Smart magnifier to zoom in inside the area. This is very useful functionality, especially for scanner point clouds. We will see in the next webinar. Anaglyphic 3D, to use the 3D glasses to visualize also in 3D. Web map to visualize this data overlapped to the map. We can of course change from online map and offline maps. In that case, you need only to enter the correct server information to visualize the map. And of course, I can directly click here to select and visualize the point. You can also create some output directly from this web map visualization. How we can do it? I can select, for example, the map with a Control Alt button of the keyboard and then selecting the area. Then download the raster map and 3D surface. Raster map. Sorry, Sheraton. Zoom level to increase also the quality of the raster map. Surface. Applying also the raster to the surface. So now, in few seconds, we will create, of course, the raster map. You can increase also the quality by changing the information that we already seen. Let me close the web map. Of course, the accuracy is based on the accuracy of the map of filters. Sorry, GNSS base. Let me switch off again. And now we will move into 3D visualization. You will see that now the information that we are created are stored here in the project manager. So surface and raster map. If you want to hide the data, just select to switch off some entities. And for example, this is the raster map created. This can be a useful tool if you want to quickly share the data in real time. Of course, we have also the possibility to improve the visualization of the raster map by selecting again Control Alt and the area. Create a new one, only the raster map, new raster with an increased zoom level. So in few seconds, we can create again a new raster map, but with a detailed accuracy. Again, this is based on the online map, so it can be useful to share this data only for visualization, but of course the accuracy is the accuracy of the map. It's not accuracy of the survey. Okay, done. We can switch off the Sheraton, and you will see that now the visualization is quite better, of course, compared to the previous one. And again, of course, we can switch off the raster map and also the surface. Here we have also the surface. We can again switch on the topography point, and you will see that the surface is in 3D. Is quite useful to visualize the data and share as an output. Okay, not only that, image that, of course, the raster map. Switch off the surface and switching on the raster. So imagine that now you want to continue, you want to measure something here. We can easily, using the the drawing tools with two different possibilities. So from draw, we can select, of course, the drawing functionality plus create points. What does it mean? It means that we can directly create a survey polyline, for example, that can be registered in the same survey. So this is quite useful in case you have also point cloud data, so in case you collect different data together and you want to use integrate all this data. And for example, I can select a new one. Plus, with a right click on the mouse, we have different possibility for the drawing. We can select arch, undo last point, extend, intersection, set angles and distance, lock one of the three coordinates, or directly continue. Right click with the mouse, close. So now I created a polyline, a survey polyline with the points. So you will see directly here that the polylines is registered here. And if we move to the survey points, let's switch off the search. Those are the points entered manually. Of course, the elevation is 0 because it's based on a local system. But what I can do to change the elevation, I can directly zoom in again inside the area. If I want to create new points or drawing, I can directly select, for example, point name, select 6 meters, sorry, not 61, 6 meters, lock the Z, and now better in 2D, I can easily create the point. So now the point will be with a different elevation. Instead, if I want to create only a drawing elements, not survey elements, I can select, of course, again, polyline, but without create points. So in that case, what we can do is only, now let's change to gain to 0. We can directly draw a normal element. Okay, main drawing, sorry, okay. This is the drawing polyline. We can check directly from the properties, simple polyline. Instead, the first one was a survey polyline. Of course, we have also some tools to automatically transform the drawing into survey drawing. How we can do it from survey tools, transform drawing into survey. I can add also the point. So here again, I can customize, for example, starting from 8, check 3D position, use point elevation, or for all the drawing elements, or we can also select manually the drawing elements. Destination data, Sheraton Golf Field Survey 1. So the one I selected here in the project manager. Automatically, we can transform the polyline into survey polyline and including also the point. Okay, so for example, now I can create also some other elements, not for the raster map, but for the surface. So in that case, if you imagine that you can also use an optimized surface that maybe you measured also from field, we can easily also again select draw. In that case, I can also select the polyline with created points and also here some tools dedicated to the drawing. I can select settings, snap, options, object options, but also point cloud option to drawing the points, vertices, and other drawing elements. I can select snap to surface to take the elevation from the surface, and for example, I can draw this parking area. Of course, here the accuracy is the accuracy of the surface. If you are looking for better accuracy, of course, it's better to measure the point directly on field, or if you import an external drawing on external raster map, we can of course georeference it and use it as a base to draw also on the map. Instead, we can directly select the raster map, point line, without the surface. Again, the surface is off. Okay, drawing elements. Close. So now, for example, we created several drawing elements. We can also include some other elements here. Just to improve our drawing. Close. So those golf bunkers were not included in the survey, but just to show some result. Okay, so we are seeing how to create the topographic points report image that you want to create also a report for specific reports also for the drawing elements. From output, we have object report. What we can include the drawing image, background image, vertices coordinate, totals, object curve. So now we can select one by one, or directly using select all, polygon, different selection method. We can select the drawing elements. I just don't want to include this drawing. Enter, create a report. So in that case, the report is dedicated only to the graphical elements, not the point, but only the point line, the arch, the circle, so the drawing object vertex object elements. So simple report or report with the images. Again, we can of course customize this report with a customized report, which can from which we can also managing the different data that we can create, including the label as we did before. Okay, so in that case it takes a while. I will show you also how we can create a block and then how we can save as a template all the things that we already done. So simple report with the images, which include also a graphic visualization of the drawing elements. Store report. No, I just don't want to open it. Close. And again, the report is saved here in the object, in the reports manager. Okay, we are seeing some tools dedicated to the drawing, also with the advanced functionality to check the data. Again, just to show you again, if you want to get more information about the step-by-step, you will find the guide and the data set directly on a 365 platform. So just to move through all the information that we already seen during this webinar. Okay, is looking for an update. Okay, if you have some question, you can also write us on chat. Write me on chat or use our email academy@geomax-positioning.com. Okay, so we already seen how to import the data. Project Manager, from which we will have the possibility to check, adjust, visualize, and hide all the different data. How to merge two different surveys, filter option, data visualization. This is a zoom level. We are some additional information on how to orbit, how to pan and inside the area. Web map, also with the tools to create the raster map and surfaces that we already seen. Points table to check, double check all the information, also to customize the tables and create a report. Survey codes, the measurement table. Okay, info functionality I will show you in a few seconds. And now this is the tools dedicated to the export. So let's continue with the export, or before with the home. Here we have some quickly measurement functionality to measure, for example, distance between points. Let's switch off also the data. Or between an object, or we can also select the area or store an annotation. So for example, the area. Close. Here we have the result of the area, and of course, if we print the graphic view, we will also see this information. In any case, you can delete the information that you don't want to visualize. Let's move to the export. Just to close this webinar, here we have different possibilities to share the data. Field formats, we already seen Exchange format to share the data between Ultimate, Fusion, and XPad 3 Windows and Android version. Create instrument file to export the data directly to several instruments. Upload to TPS, so in that case we can use the transfer functionality. Drawing format, this is very useful tools because we can include, for example, in the same DWG DXF format, you can directly change here the name, for example, export, and select the different formats from DWG or the DXF. AutoCAD version, export in 3D, export with the same AutoCAD color palettes, export points. So in that case, we can select to don't export the points, export the blocks as attributes, exploded text and files. So different information that we can use. Default symbols as a AutoCAD NT points, export points on layer by code. Yes, export also on 365 points. So in that case, we have also the possibility to export the point imported or exported from the 365. And here the information that we want to include. For example, service, drawing, surface, raster map. So in that case, we can export the same DWG DXF file with all this information in the same file. So without share different files. And again, we will see then how we can easily find the export file. Another really interesting tools that we have is to export the PDF 3D. It's a easily, let me see, is a PDF that we can use to share with a different user customer. So with everyone that can open this file, directly from the normal PDF reader. I strictly recommend you to use the Adobe Acrobat Reader because has improved functionality also to measure directly the data from the PDF 3D. That of course is scaled. Then the XML, Google Earth, other formats, point clouds data we will see, and 3D formats we will see in the next webinar. Let's move back to the project manager, because here under the project manager we have the export page on which you will find the PDF, images for the DXF. Let me open the file path because I will use the Acrobat Reader to share it with you. Open with Acrobat Reader DC. And those are the images, the raster images used for the DXF. Okay. Option. Trust this document always. So this is some steps needed to visualize this data. Okay. And this is a simple PDF file that we can pan. Right click with the mouse tools. We can rotate, spin, pan, zoom, work, fly. So different tools that we have to visualize directly the data. Of course, the PDF 3D includes only in that case, will include only the topography point and drawing. Plus also, you have also the 3D measurement tools. That's the reason why I strictly recommend you to use the Adobe Acrobat Reader DC, because you have also some tools compared to the other PDF reader. Okay, just to review, to close the presentation, coming back to the PowerPoint. Some strengths about the X-TOPO. We have the possibility to use the photo manager, so from which we can import the photos. For example, like I told you before, if you want to integrate your data, including also some photos for the reference point or point that you are measuring, you can use the photos manager. Digital levels, visualization and calculation, advanced drawing and editing functionality, auto photos that you can directly create. We will see, for example, also this functionality for the scanner data, design 3D tools and surface and volume calculation. In that case, in the last webinar, we will integrate all the data set in the same project, and we will use these tools to create, for example, a new golf bunker, create the surface volume calculation between the surface created from the GNSS measurement and the surface created from the aerial photogrammetry project. Contour line and cross section, of course, in the last webinar we will see all also these tools just to compare the different project that the different data set that we are using. AutoCAD direct link, so in that case you can directly import and export the data from Fusion to AutoCAD and from AutoCAD to Fusion. Plotting functionality, from which of course you have the possibility to plot all the data set that you can visualize from the graphic view. Again, if you have any question, please write us on chat or write to our email, academy@geomax-positioning.com. If you need for more information about the XPath 365, you can write us, or you can directly visualize our web page or contact your local dealer. So feel free to contact us, also to give us some feedback about the webinar that we are doing, that we are also programming, and see you in the next webinar. Thanks again to have participated to this webinar, to have joined this webinar, and have a good day.